Guests on the show, we have Miss Bain and one of the most handsomest man in the world joining us this morning, and they will tell us their purpose being here this morning, and they will share some of their concern also. But this concern is not only their concern, but it's concern that needed to be addressed. Morning, Mommy.
Good morning, Brother Fam.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is Roy.
Roy, Brother
Yes.
Roy. Welcome to Rise and Shine, my brother.
Thank you.
Mother, tell us the purpose of being here this morning. The time is yours.
Thank you, sir. We care enough to make a difference. So we're here to talk about the issue that's going on at the Belmopan market. And the reality is people at the market are literally afraid to speak out.
Why?
Because they feel that they won't get a spot in the market, that they're literally being threatened, and people are suppressed because they just don't know what to do. And the issue is, we don't know how many people would be happy about being taxed 300%. How many people would be happy to be forced on a $25 rental for a tent? I mean, not very many people. But the issue is, we invited a lot of the vendors to show up today, and they didn't show because they already said they're afraid. Mr. Roy was invited to come to the meeting. He's been, as a customer of the market, he's very sensitive to the market because he sees how abusive the management of the market is, and he showed up because he cares enough to make a difference. So that's why we're here today, Brother Fam.
Yes.
Is to speak on that issue of the market. And would you go there, Brother?
Oh, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
The crisis in this country, not only here in the United States, is that there are a few people that are very strong politically and are able to control certain things. What it looks like in the market here is a bit of nepotism. And nepotism is when you hire family to be part of your business structure. Unfortunately, the people in the market are some of our poorest farmers in the world. And their fee for being in the market used to be around $10 Belize. And they had a spot that they could go to, and they knew they were going to be able to sell their vegetables at a certain place. Since the renovation of the parking lot near the police station has occurred, there has been a plan for people in family friends of the political system, and particularly the mayor, to be able to force the rental of their own tents. In fact, requiring people to use the tents that are offered by the family members, which in itself would not be bad if it was provided for free. The fact is that they're being charged, they will be charged almost $30 for the same spot, less space, and that difference doesn't sound like a lot of money, but when you multiply that times the 8 to 10 times a month that they're going to be going to market, you're talking about $250. Now, for most of us, that's not a big amount of money, but I did do farming for a while here in Belize, and that is a lot of money. That's enough money to actually feed my family for 2 weeks as a farmer. The reality is that the price of our food as a customer of the market will also go up. Not because it should go up, but because a few people that are related to the political system here are going to be making some extra money. The reality is we need to stop hurting the people that are feeding us. Our food is important. Our price of food, if you haven't noticed lately, is almost, of vegetables, has gone up to the price of chicken and higher. So we need to work with our vendors and support them, not scare them into paying more money, and not put them in fear that they're not going to get their spot. One other issue that I felt the mayor should listen to is the fact that people are not guaranteed their spot. If they're late, they've been threatened that they will not get a spot. People have complained about the new system, and they've been told, if you do not listen, you will not have a spot in the market. How would you feel if someone came into your office and told you, Mr. Mayor, if you're not here by 9 a.m. to show up for your office, you're not going to have a spot at your office? You would feel pretty sad. And nobody likes to be told that they cannot earn a living if they don't follow rules that are almost arbitrary. I want to thank you very much for listening today, and please call the mayor and ask him to allow people to use their own tents and not raise the rent. One other side point is that a lot of our friends at the market have been hurt terribly financially by being forced out of the city of Belmopan for so long, for almost a year and a half.
Over a year. Mm-hmm.
And they just started to open the market again in the Brody's area in Belmopan, and I can see a lot more business going on, and thank God that we have that. But our vendors need help. People need to call the mayor's office and ask them, please don't force them to pay 300% more for their fees, and give them a guaranteed space, whether they're 10 minutes late or not.
Ma'am,
Thank you.
you
Yes,
also,
sir.
we just got a couple minutes to go, but
Yes.
I was told by, not by you, that a meeting was planned or scheduled where you all scheduled to meet with the mayor, but
Yes.
something went wrong.
Yes, this is what rolled us
share with
up,
us what
because we
happened?
had an appointment to meet with the mayor's boss, Mr. Godswin House, who I believe is an honorable and a fair man. And unfortunately, they did a little Hegelian dialectic move on us.
Who do you think did that, ma'am?
Well, actually, the mayor, of course, he kind of promoted this concept with the CEO, Mr. Palacio, and at the brink of time, they transferred the meeting from the old Papi's building and they sent us over to Nemo, which broke the meeting up. Because the people that were already afraid and who were late, like most Belizean, they didn't know where the meeting was. And then the security guard that was on duty over there didn't tell them, well, the meeting was moved. So people were hanging outside a Papi's there in that area, trying to figure out what was going on. My phone was off because I had to be, you know, on, and I didn't want my phone to go off while we were in the meeting, so I didn't get those messages until after. But our meeting was like intentionally broke up. So because of this, and the mayor showed up at the meeting with five big muscles, right? And they were there to tell us why we should be doing this. And we feel that these people are textbook people because they don't really, not one of these people have ever sold at the market, have ever been involved with the market, but all of a sudden they have all this authority to tell us what we should be doing. And also, which is just a dread here, is that we really think that the management of the market need to be out of the hands of city council, because somehow they found out how to print money, right? They found out how money works. You just create it out of the air. And they're using we as guinea pigs to get these dollars from us. And it's just incredible because next year, when the US dollar collapses and there is no resources around, he has already tightened the noose around our neck that we will be obligating almost $37 a day to this man. How can that be when there's no money in the system to be paying him in advance to make a living? A farmer can't do that. A herbalist can't do that. And then we have a problem. We have a problem with the managers at the market. This is a dreaded problem we have with the managers at the market because they don't have no manners. They operate their own businesses at the market, selling real estate, pushing this and pushing that they can't even have time to hold a spot for us who is supposed to be paying in advance for these spots. You see what I'm saying? So all I'm trying to say to the people of Belmopan, we need to organize ourselves, right? So that we can have a right to survive. And no, I don't know if Belmopan or other viewers have really noticed that no market was built. We were promised when they moved us away, we will build a market. Just so we eagerly started to pay our 300% more because we want to contribute to this building fund. But it's been 18 months and there has been no visual market there. We have a park there. We have a community that's renovated, but we don't have a market. And the way we see it, we are the market. The vendors are literally the market. So based on this, we would like to have control of our market. We would like to have qualified management put into place that is not pushing their own agendas, right? So let us understand where we need to go with this. We need to have a sit down. And the only person that can govern this sit down, which we're waiting for another meeting from Mr. Hull so that we can go again. We need amnesty for everyone because they are paranoid that they will not be allowed. And you know why this concept they're doing is terrible? Because they're forcing you to compete no matter what kind of stakeholder status you have. And there are people at this market for 25 years that are being pushed away like a dirty rag. And all these new vendors, they pop up with all these horrible used clothes, with all this dust and poison everywhere. So maybe we should have two markets. Maybe they should keep the used clothing where they are now and return the people to the new market. There's many options, but the people need to come together and they need to decide this without fear of what will happen. And we're freely say the mayor, right? Because we have to hold him responsible. But I'd like to go off by saying, I've always known the mayor to be a very nice person. So somebody must be motivating him to make these terrible moves against people.
Man, we gotta go.
I see that.
Having you on the show, man. But I hope we could. I would want you to update at least the news here, Plus TV News, ma'am, whenever they have a meeting.
Yes.
So you could come and update us on the meeting, so we could get the other part, and hopefully we could get somebody from the city council to get their part. But we appreciate having you this morning, man.
Yes, we were very happy to come. I mean,
we gotta go, mother. We gotta go with another. But thank you very much. This morning, I'm grateful having again my grandson with me this morning. Praise God.
Co-host?
Yes, my grandson. We gotta go. We want to thank Brian. We want to thank Brother Rai and also Cyril, my another grandbaby this morning, joining us. And these are children that watch the show every morning. Then we also have a little kid here that Daddy want to bring him so they could see Roy on the show.
This is Baby Roy.
Oh, Baby Roy on the show. Okay then. Man, we gotta go. Thank you very much, Cyril and Brian. We gotta go.
I wanna say